I gotta tell you, watching you two fall in love on screen is like a millennial fever dream. You know, I love to see it. Your shows, OC and Veronica Mars, they aired around the same time. You guys have been in a few projects
Veronica
together.
Cohen, we call her.
Where was that crossover episode? You know? Obviously, you guys have worked together a couple of times, actually. Do you remember the first time you met, though?
I do, she doesn't. Sorry
Really?
to talk. Yeah, I'll just say it since you don't remember. It was my agent, which is her good friend as well, had a 2-seater car at the time. We were at a Scream 4 screening on the way to a Scream 4 after party, and she hopped in the back/trunk area. There wasn't really a seat, and it was a short drive, and that's where we met.
And I don't remember that, but when he told it to me, like, you maybe got in the trunk, I thought, that checks out. That feels like something I would have done.
Hi everyone, I'm Joanne.
I'm Noah.
Did you know there's a rabbi here?
No.
Yeah,
Where?
he has a beard and he was definitely judging me.
Sounds like a rabbi.
Who's your friend? There's not a Jewish bone in her body, unless you put one in her.
You're the rabbi?
So reuniting for this, though, I mean, obviously you guys are old friends now at this point. What was that like for you to team up for this particular project?
It was nothing but lovely.
Yeah.
I'm such a huge fan of Adam's work. I think creatively he's so charged and so charismatic, and he can make you want to stay with him even when he's a villain on screen, and you just have that palpable feeling in your chest of like, why do I keep wanting to go back to Adam Brody's storyline in this, even though we only had one scene, or you know, and are you picky about your projects? I don't want to speak for you. You seem picky. Yes, he's picky about his. You're not picky? He seems picky about his projects.
Okay.
And
I'm opinionated.
There we go.
You have thoughts,
Okay.
yeah.
But I go to work.
Okay. When I read this, I knew it had to be, on page 2, I was like, this has to be Brody, because the character of Noah has to be aggressively charismatic, where you just can't deny it. It just has to be dripping off of him, and I was like, we gotta get Adam Brody.
It was
for this
dripping.
role. Yeah.
It was dripping. That's why I'm like I told you, I love rom-coms, and with the fact that this is episodic, we have 10 episodes of this, right? It's like you get to explore it so much more. And Kristen, I know that you joked that you came out of retirement for this show because you wanted to leave the house. Why was this the show to get you out?
It certainly wasn't mapped out in my head. It came across my desk. I connected to it because I hadn't read a rom-com or seen a rom-com that I felt any internal feelings about, that's what they're supposed to do, right? They're supposed to make you laugh and cry and root for love, and that's like one of our core emotions. It's supposed to really make you have some body feels. And when I read this, I thought, what an interesting dilemma to have these two people that have such intense chemistry, but the world around them does not want them to be together. It had this like Romeo and Juliet kind of feel, and it was just interesting. It was interesting.
Aaron Foster actually starred on the OC. And different hair color, of course, but did you guys talk about that at all? Now you reunite?
She had a different hair color when
Didn't
she was on the set.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh, you don't?
I don't, I'm sure we crossed paths. I don't know that I had any scenes with her. I don't think we did.
Right.
I only learned the other day. It's so funny, until like a week ago, I thought it was her sister, Sarah, who was on the essay. Yeah, I guess Aaron was in the car where Misha, Bart, and Marissa Cooper died in.
Spoiler alert, I haven't seen it.
Oh, no.
In the famous car crash. So that's that's a neat
Full circle moment.
cultural touchdown.
I love it.
Is it full circle?
Is it half a circle at least?
It's something. It's not us.
It's not?
No.
Well, you have to admit you guys are a weird pair.
Women are meant to experience big old orgasms.
He's responsible, kind, and you...
I'm not a bad person.
Tattoos, thick neck, light criminal record. That's like way more your type.
This show ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, so is there hope for a second season? A second season where you get to leave the house too?
Sure, there's
Yeah.
always, I mean, look, as the complexity of this show is because it's exploring what a real relationship in modern day dating times looks like, right? And there's nothing polished about it. It's getting into the nitty gritty. So as long as humans remain complex and are deciding whether or not to cohabitate with one another, there will always be room for another season.
What do we need to do though to get Dax and Leighton to make a cameo in a possible second season?
Ooh, not much for
do you
Dax.
do?
Just make it real easy
Yeah,
on
well-
his schedule.
I can deliver, Leighton.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can deliver Dax. No
Perfect.
problem. Yeah.
That's what we want. Give the people
Tell
what
them
they
they're
want.
coming to lunch and then just roll.
I mean, you do play a podcaster in this, so did you just watch a lot of Armchair Expert to prepare? Did you just kind of pick his brain a little bit?
I have been watching Armchair Expert for 6 years in my home. That is where they record. So no, I didn't really do any research, but I am very familiar with how much bandwidth it takes to create that much content, and also the commitment to stay like open and honest and provocative, which really he is on the podcast as well, and Erin also is in real life because she based it. What?
I just this is off topic, but sorry. But what a like intellectual salon you live in. You know what I mean? What a cast of characters coming in. It's like in the teens and 20s, the Bell Shephard household. You had to be there. Everyone who's
it's like Eric Lander who sequenced the human genomes, pulling up to do an interview,
that's
or like
just, it's interesting to live there.
Halle
and have
Berry
those
was there this
people-
week.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Place to be.
Real quick, Adam, we have to ask you, today actually marks 15 years since Jennifer's Body. What do you remember most about making that?
What I remember most, having a great time in Vancouver with the cast, and let's see, initially it came to me and I was like, I can't really sing, so I'm not your guy. You're gonna want somebody who can sing for this. It'd be silly to not get a singer. And then it came back around and I was like, all right, I'll do it. I guess I'll just lip sing. And the most fun part was lip singing.